Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Are you a Python developer who is transitioning into web development and learning HTML, JavaScript and React, but you miss writing code in Python and the vast array of libraries that were available in Python, so many powerful libraries. But there is a solution. What you can do is, or you want to implement some Python code in your React application, you wish you could just write that Python code and use it in your web app or React app. There is a solution. You can create a React frontend because React is so good in creating frontend. If you want to create web applications, React is one of the best frameworks out there. And you can create a Flask backend which uses Python code. So you can execute Python code in the backend using Flask and then get the result of that execution and use it in your React frontend. So in this video, we are going to learn how to set up a React plus Flask web application. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get started and set up a simple React plus Flask web app. So what's the first step to doing that? So I will start with creating a React app. So I will use create React app for it. Of course, you can use Next.js or Gatsby, but for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to use the good old create React app to set up my React app, and I will name it React Flask app. It will take some time to set up properly. Okay, so it took quite a long time, but our React app setup is complete. So we will go inside our project directory. So I will write cd react flask app. And now to start our React app, we can write the command npm start. So as we can see, it's working properly. Let's go ahead and make some changes. So in the app.js, I will remove the link part on the web page. And instead of this boilerplate text, let me write output. So once we create the Flask backend, we will write some Python code executed in the backend, and then we will fetch the output of the execution and we will print it here. That's the plan. That's what we will do in this tutorial. So let's set up a Flask backend. For that, I will create a folder called API inside our project folder. So the backend application and the front-end application are in the same folder. So we can say that it is a monorepo application that we are creating, because we can store the backend application and the front-end application in the same repo. So this is a monorepo setup. Inside the API folder, we will create a virtual environment. Now, why do we need to create a virtual Python environment? Because creating a virtual environment for our Flask API or any Python program for that matter creates a controlled and isolated environment so that it doesn't cause any conflict with the system-wide or global Python installation. So it's a very good practice to create a virtual environment when you are writing Python applications. So to create a virtual environment, we are in the API folder, in the API directory, and I will write the code python 3-m venv env. So we are creating a virtual environment by the name of venv. So we will let it execute the code. API folder, we can see we have virtual environment created. Now how do we activate this virtual environment? To activate this virtual environment, we use the command .penv/bin/activate. Now we are inside the virtual environment and we can execute code here. For example, we can install different libraries inside it. So I will use pip to install Flask, and I will install another library called python.env, which you will need without dash, I'm sorry, python.env, and I will also install scikit-learn. So like I said, there are so many powerful Python libraries which we can use in our Flask backend. So to take an example, I'm including the scikit-learn library and we will try to use it. So once you press enter, then you can see we are installing all these libraries inside our Python virtual environment inside the API directory. Finally, we will write some Flask code. So inside our API directory, create a new folder called, not a folder, sorry. Inside the API directory, create a new file called api.py. Okay. So inside our api.py file is where we will write the code for our Flask backend. So the first line of code has to be import Flask. No, not import Flask. The first line of code has to be from Flask import Flask with a capital F. Okay. Once you have imported Flask, you need to define an app variable which is equal to Flask name. And now we'll create a route by the name of /API/route. And inside this route, within this route, we will define a function called predict. Which will return some value. So now we have created a route and inside it we have a function. So we can use this route to fetch the return value of this function. So you can write any kind of Python code, machine learning code inside this function, and then you can return the value, and inside our React app we will use this route to fetch the result of the execution. So before we do that, so I will go to my blog. I have written a blog post on the same topic and it had some machine learning code. So I will simply copy it. It is a very simple machine learning code, very basic, and I will paste it here. And it has some indentation errors. So I will simply select it and shift tab to remove the extra indentation. And so as we can see, this is a very simple machine learning code. It simply uses the iris dataset, splits it into train and test data, and uses the k nearest neighbors classifier to classify the items in the dataset. And it returns the accuracy of the model, of the ML model. And we can return anything, any value that we get from executing this code. We can return it as a JSON object. And how do we use this value inside our React app? That is what we will learn. But first, let's run our Flask app. Okay. There is a very important step before you can run your Flask application. Inside the API directory, create a new file and call it .flaskenv. And then add this code in it. Flask app equals to api.py and Flask debug equals to 1. It tells Flask that the api.py is our Flask application. It is the file in which the code for our backend is situated or located. So this is a very important step. Without a Flask env folder, without a .flaskenv file and these instructions written inside it, you will not be able to execute your Python Flask app. So I will save it and then let's try to run our Flask application. So I will simply type Flask run with the virtual environment activated. Alright, so as we can see, it's working and it's running on port 5000 of localhost. Okay, so our backend is running, our front end is also running at localhost 3000. So if I go to localhost 3000, I can see my front end is running. It says output. Now we have to get the result of execution of this code and get the accuracy and print it besides output. So let's do that. So inside our app function, so first we will use a useState hook to update and track the value of accuracy. So we will add useState, and of course we will have to import useState. Okay, so I have imported useState. We can use the useState hook, and now I will write. So the default value of the accuracy variable is 0, and we will fetch the data and update it. Okay. So now I will use the useEffect hook. Besides output, I will write accuracy and I'll save it. One error where useEffect is not defined. We forgot to import useEffect. Okay. So as we can see, the output is 0 because the default value of the accuracy variable is 0. We can set it as, if we set it as 2, then we can see the output is 2. Now we will use a useEffect hook to update the value of accuracy. I will write fetch, and where do we have to fetch from? From the api/ml route, because we have defined it here. The name of the API, the name of the route is api/ml. Now I will say then res equals res.json then data equals set accuracy data.accuracy. As you can see, we are returning a JSON object here. This is a simple key value pair. So we are retrieving the object which is returned by our Flask backend by the object that is returned by the api/ml route. We are returning it. We are retrieving it as a JSON object, and then we are passing it inside data, and we are setting the value of accuracy from that output, data.accuracy. One very important step is inside your package.json, you have to add proxy http 127 points. Just copy the address where the backend is running and paste it here. Okay. Why did we add this in package.json? Because the backend and the frontend are running on two different ports, so there might be some difficulty in accessing or making API requests from the port 3000 to port 5000. So to ease that process, so we are using proxy. Okay. So by adding this piece of instruction, you are basically telling the development server to proxy the API requests that cannot be handled by the React app to the specified URL, which is this. So now it should work. So let's try rerunning the React frontend. We'll simply npm start. So as you can see, the output is 1. The default value here is 2, but the output is 1. How? Because the executed Python code, where is it? Yeah. It returned 1 as the accuracy. And as you can see, inside our terminal where the backend is running, Flask app is running, you can see HTTP 200 response. This means that our backend API is successfully serving the API requests. So that's it. Now you're able to execute Python code here. You can create different routes and different functions, and then you can use the fetch function, JavaScript function, to get the output of the execution and use it in your React frontend. So this is how you execute Python code in the backend and get the result of execution and use it in the frontend. And if you want to learn more, make sure you subscribe and follow me on Twitter. Avion Mission is my Twitter handle. And see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.